Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, welcome to the Startup Night. So, here we invite a budding entrepreneur every Friday to share their initial journey with us so that the journey can inspire other people to start a startup and also help them overcome those hurdles from others' experience rather than experiencing everything by their own. So, let's welcome Chinmay Nayak for today. So, Chinmay, a small brief introduction about your background first, and then we'll come to your startup side.
Sure. So greetings to everyone. My name is Chinmay Naik, and I'm an engineer in a computer science and engineering domain. As well as in minors, I have artificial intelligence and electronics and telecommunication as my background for my education. So, and also, I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. Basically, you can call me more of a student entrepreneur, and I can share more of a journey about how a student entrepreneur and how we can leverage the platform that is available for the students and how we can use it for our innovation or the technology. And I'm working on the startup that is called as Bliss. So that is a brief about.
Sure, sure. So yeah, let's start your journey of Bliss Care. So let's say your day zero or day one of Bliss Care when you started. How was that? How did this idea came to your mind, and how did you start, and why did you start? I mean, what was the initial, very initial motivation that made you start this or pursue this or think about this also?
Sure. So talking about Blisscare, so basically my startup journey, I will like start with my startup journey itself. So it started in the initial days of my college itself. So there was a program called as a campus spin-off that was held in a college campus itself. So we were able to learn and understand a bit about entrepreneurship and from the mentors and the investors from this particular domain who has been working on this. So, talking about the idea, so we already saw few of the individuals struggling in the life and being from the special individual category. So we already saw them, but never thought of what are the problem they are going through or what are the solution that we can bring in to help them to like basically make them life wonderful considerably in the present scenario, whatever they are facing struggles and whatever the life. So that is how we started. We saw that they are struggling in the life when we actually went to so basically it's an education platform for the specially able that we started with. So initially when we actually went to visually impaired school, we were able to understand that there's a lot of problem with the visually impaired education itself. So whatever the primary thought for the solution is was basically we can do something like audio book or we can make some audio based solution for them. So this was the first thought because that is the first thing that comes into mind if you do not have the eyesight. So you can work on something which is audio based or other sensory based. So this approach was basically a failure for us because of a simple reason. We assume that audio based education would be helpful for them or maybe more reliable for them, but the exact scenario was it was available with visually impaired schools and individuals itself. They were already having education with audio based device, but it's not the primary source of education or the primary platform of education for the visually impaired. How we came to know that when we talk about education for the visually impaired, so it's more about braille based where they touch, feel and understand whatever is replicated on the printed braille pages. So audio based device, it can help only in understanding the English related aspect or the articles or the social sciences related aspect. So that particular approach failed because of this reason, because it cannot help them in the core education, that is quantitative, qualitative aspect, that is the basic of the education. So then we pivoted from that idea into a bulge out mechanics and the vibration based technology. So we started working on the same. So we created basic POC initially, and there was a support given to us from a college as well for initial building of prototype and everything. Then basically we started into new aspect as well. So as we are student entrepreneurs, something related to technology, something related to innovation always excites engineering. Specifically when you talk about an engineer working on the innovation, working on the technology is something that excites us more.
लैपटॉप के अंदर जा चार्जर से
Yeah, so that excites us
Sorry,
more in
continue.
comparison to, yeah. So we also so we were working on one of the research projects. So that was specifically in the healthcare domain. So it was specifically in the pregnancy domain, like in the gestation period, whatever the problem arises, whatever things happen, and why the complication arises. So we were working on basically a project at that particular moment, and we then created one basic prototype that could be helpful for the specifically in the healthcare domain. So that innovation, that is another innovation that came into picture when we were actually researching about. So when we actually went to hospitals, so we saw that there's a woman who was in the pregnancy period and in the gestation period specifically, and she was in the labor pain, but the pregnancy wasn't successful because of the complications during this particular period. So we came to know about this particular problem. So there is a lot of problem around us. We only need to identify it. So that is something we identified when we were actually having a communication on the research project. So we came up with a basic prototype of the same, of how we can analyze the complication at an early stage. So this was the second healthcare domain solution that we came up with. And first was obviously edutech startup that we started working on. Second was an health tech startup. So this was the idea around the same of how we came up with an idea, and how then we actually went on to build a POC. But after building POC, one important aspect that we learned by, like, we were part of some of the startup schools as well, like IB Hub startup school. Second was summer school that is held in IECT, that is basically exposure to international students. So basically, I got scholarship there, and I was able to be a part of that summer school, and I was able to get an education specifically about the international market, international brand, and everything. So there's that is how I came to know about one basic thing. Like, first thing that we need to do is have a communication with the users or the customer that is going to use your product. If they are not satisfied, and if they do not want this product, then it is useless to like create this particular product. So we actually went to, like, talking about first edtech platform that we were building. So we went to visually impaired school, had a lot of communication with visually impaired students, then created a POC, then actually again went to a visually impaired school, then again had a conversation. And recently, when we were having building on the prototype, we actually took some of the prototype to visually impaired school and tested it. So that is how the process went for us, and that is how we came to know that actually this particular product would be useful to the users or the customers that we are targeting. Second, talking about the health tech startup that we are specifically working on, it's more into the nascent stage or the early stage that you can say, compared to the edtech startup. So we built into the prototype. We had a communication with lot of, so there was one thing about, you cannot go with a health tech startup in the rural sector. So because of the societal mindset that they have there in the rural areas and everything. So so we actually went to rural areas to understand how the healthcare system works there. Had a lot of communication with rural, and we came to understand and conclusion that there is a lot of social mindset, and there's only male dominant area in the rural area specifically. So that is something we came to know how to cater that particular market. So we started strategizing and ideating on that particular aspect, and we built a basic prototype, and we have tested. Now, coming to the medical device startup, it's a lot of complicated when we talk about it, because you need to build a device, then you need to go for the clinical trials and clinical testing and clinical observation. So being an engineering, this was something not familiar for me. So it was something new. You need to go to observatory. You would need to spend some more time understanding how the medical devices or the currently equipped equipments are there, and how it works, and how the observations are taken. On the basis of same, we started our clinical researches, which basically takes 1 or 2 years to complete to an overall extent. So that basically why we develop, like, why we are working on multiple technologies at the same time, because this particular student life or the engineering life provides us with a platform where we can basically test and basically experiment with various of the technologies that we have ideated, and make it into the life, basically in a form of a prototype, not if not into the form of a product, and test it with the users itself. So this was a basic idea of how we started and how our journey was. And we actually went to few of the events, hackathons, and B Plan event, case study event, where we got a lot of feedbacks. One from you as well, sir, Vishal sir. We were in communicating in few of the events, and few of the suggestions and feedbacks that you gave, we actually used it into our approaches and our strategies. So that was kind of helpful for us going into the event, getting some useful feedback, getting some useful connect. So we were building networks from the same, and we are using and leveraging this particular platform for the same. So like your startup says learning while traveling, so we were also doing the same, like via traveling and going to events, we were learning a lot.
You have already graduated or you are still studying
uh,
right now?
yeah, just in process, I have completed all my process for my education system, and I'll be
You
getting.
started in your first year or before college only or just after
No,
graduation?
sir. In the engineering, so basically approach and testing and everything. So about entrepreneurship itself, I was more into the project side and technology hackathon side. It at an initial level. Then the program that happened in the Campuspreneur program, and also there was one opportunity that came from IIT Kharagpur in a form of global entrepreneurship summit that happens every year. So going into that event, I was more aware of entrepreneurship and startup related aspect and the surroundings. So that is how it started for me about the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think I one good thing you have done, and I think you have mentioned this also, that you actually went to so many events. Either
Hmm.
now virtually, of course, but previously probably you used to go. Used to travel there and then present there. So I'm not sure how many places though, but probably let's say 20, 30 places you might have gone, maybe more. So how was that experience? Like how did, I mean, like, because a lot of people will have this thinking that if I go somewhere, I'll probably be spending money, and then there is no guarantee that you will probably win a prize or something. And that money management can be tricky. But probably I think in your case, you also managed to win cash prizes at places that could have also compensated a bit for your travel, and also a bit kind of a semi seed money for your own startup. That okay, since I have these small amounts and I keep on accumulating these amounts, and anyway, I mean, my parents are taking care of other things, so this becomes like a seed money for my startup. So this I also suggest to a lot of people, that a lot of people are very uh, clueless, that okay, if I am starting, how will I get the initial money or whatever, or who will even give me like 50,000, 20,000? So I tell most people that actually there are so many events happening across India, and probably now international also, that where you can maybe win some cash prize, or at least win some recognition, or win some kind of incentive, some kind of hamper, etc. And these will actually help you either in form of seed money, in terms of a bit of a publicity, in terms of networking. So there is no harm in that, that learning while traveling concept, and going to events and events and events and events. And we also try to find as many events as possible, and we cannot go to obviously every event, but we also try to go to each event as far as possible, so that we can also build our own network, and then people trust us more. So even if they are not joining our program, at least they know that it's a reliable program, maybe a bit costly for me and maybe not for me right now, or some other reason, whatever. At least that trust develops more and more, that okay, I know this person, I have seen this person, I know that their program, they have a program like this, etc., right? So it's like also Mercedes, kind of, everyone knows about Mercedes, but maybe not everyone buys Mercedes, or even Nano. Everyone
Hmm.
knows about Nano, but not everyone wants to buy a Nano. So
Right.
but then everyone knows Nano, right? So
Yes.
that becomes famous only by doing some kind of ad and all. And then usually startups, or like the starting phase, we don't have so much money to do ads, but we can ourselves be the ad, like presenting at a lot of these places can actually be very. So what's your take on this? How was your whole experience? How many places you went? Maybe you can tell us, how did you decide to go to which place, and then which place, and how did you find these events, etc., please?
Yeah. So actually, it was a nice experience for us traveling first. So I would like to start with how we funded our travel basically. So initially, it was all about curiosity. Like when we talk about GES, as I mentioned, it was the first time I was going and traveling from one place to another, from my city specifically, and it was more about for the name of IIT Kharagpur, that event and that brand particularly. I'm going from my college. So basically, before that, we were preparing for JEE, doing all the preparation for means for coming into the IIT or the NITs. But we didn't end up being in one of the IITs. So it was more of a curiosity when we started. We actually participated in that particular event. We were part of ECEL. We were promoting it in our college, being a campus ambassador for the same. Then it was that thing. we came to know that there is one event for the entrepreneurship in this particular aspect. So we took YouTube and we learned few of the aspect and we built a business plan around the same, and we have submitted same. And we were able to get shortlisted for the top 10 in the IIT Kharagpur. So we were more excited being a part of GES, that is Entrepreneurship Fest, then being a part of one of the events itself, in which there are several students from various IITs and also IIT Kharagpur itself. So we actually went there. We were quite nervous. Basically, you can say very nervous to present it on the platform itself, where like there were around 15 judges sitting there, and we were certainly very nervous. We were not able to talk that smoothly. We were hicking a bit in between. So that was the initial phase, and eventually we were able to be the second rank team there at IIT Kharagpur. So that is how the event related thing had started for us. Then whatever we got amount from the same, so we used into two aspects. One is basically to fund from going from one place to another in a form of a travel or any entrepreneurship phase, which basically needs a registration amount and all. And second was basically using that particular amount into the product itself. Now, as we are working on something product or hardware related thing, it needs more of a investment into thing, and the cash investment is more into that, because you are experimenting with various of the aspect, testing it, failing it, and product, if it is not working, then your whole amount is wasted. So again, R&D process was always going on, and this particular amount was used in this particular thing. And we then started going to few of the more events itself. Now IIT Kharagpur was first, then we actually went to IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, and IIT Bombay. So this was more of a learning experience. There you see an environment, the environment created by IIT. You learn various things and various aspects around it. Like for example, when I went to IIT Kanpur, there was a nice surrounding that was created, and there was big ground, and on the side of that they were having some sitting places in the same, and there were various students studying sitting under the tree and some other places as well. So it was nice experience, nice surrounding, nice learning things. Now there were some uh, speakers coming there, so they were sharing their journeys, and from their journey we were able to capture something for ourselves so that we can use it into our startup or maybe in the life as well. So that is something credibility that we have earned, and it's like different events, like around 8 to 9 different IITs I have explored, 10 to 12 IIMs, like I am Kozhikode, I am Lucknow, I am Sambalpur. So these are few of the places that I have went and was able to interact with a lot of people. Now interacting with a lot of people has helped me like more than actually listening to it, basically going to the speaker session. So having a conversation like you, sir, whenever you come around, so you share your experience of how everything is going and how we as an individual or the startup entrepreneur can do well. So this feedback helps us really well. Now there is one instance for the feedback where feedback has basically made us lucky. So there was one premier institute in India. So basically we went there and we were into semi-finals of the event. So after semi-finals, there was supposed to be finals for a few number of startups that get selected. So we reached to that place in the morning, and at around 9 a.m. and at around 10 a.m. We were supposed to pitch our event. So we reached the campus and we pitched it. And at 11 a.m. we came to know that we weren't selected for the final event. So we were like quite demotivated, or you can see heads were down and shoulders were down at that particular moment, that we traveled a long distance, and we don't even get to final round and get to present at a big stage that was to be presented next day. So we were quite like disappointed, and you can say shoulders were a lot down. Then what we did was actually uh, in spite of taking it in a negative way, we took it as a positive way. So we actually there was a lunch that was happening at that particular place. So we actually went to judges so to ask what are the faults or what are the loopholes that we can work on, so that we are better next time that we are coming around. So they were trying to like explain certain parts, and they were trying to understand as well what we are going to say. So as it was 6 minute pitch, 6 to 7 minutes, I don't remember exactly. but as it was, so it wasn't much clearer to them. So they were asking more of the questions in the feedback session itself during the lunch. So they were quite confused about few of the aspects. So they were clearly able to understand that particular thing in the lunch itself. So after lunch, we came to know that we were selected as a wildcard entry, which was suggested basically from the judges that we had. So we were lot happier. Now next day was more of a competitive thing, because it was only 3 minutes that was given to each individual for pitching their idea. Now first day 6 minutes we were not able to explain them or whatever we want to make an impact. We were not able to create that. Now we took the feedback that judges gave us. Where are the loopholes that we had in that first session or the semi-final we give presented. So from that feedback we have learned, and in the 3 minute pitches it was more crisper idea and more of the basic thing that we want to do, we want to deliver, and what we want to make an impact on, and what is our vision. So that is thing we clearly described it in the 3 minutes. And next day in the grand finale we were able to win that first prize in the same. So this is how, and feedback made us lucky, and you can say feedback are really important when you're a student entrepreneur. You need to learn from the experienced individual. So that is how it had helped us, specifically going to various of the events.
Sure, sure. I think feedback helps a lot, and I think you may or may not have realized this. Once you pitch, your pitch also becomes perfect, perfect, perfect kind of. It's like more and more practice, right? So there's a communication improvement. There is a sharpness that comes in, because I have experienced it myself. When I started meeting people and went to places, so I have also visited probably 100 colleges across the world, including India, IITs, and some IIMs also. So yeah, I mean, it's a very good experience going to a place, seeing a new environment, and then it's an educational thing, right? It's not just a leisure thing where you are just enjoying and the scenery and that's it, right? I mean, these things you can even write in your CV that we did this pitching at this place, this place, this place. So I always tell people that if you have to travel, go for more of a educational angle, educational focused trip rather than just a trip, because
Right.
then you cannot maximize the benefit of a trip probably. So there should be
Right.
some learning while traveling.
Yes.
Yeah, but coming to that other pitch thing, right? When you meet all these new people, because then you're pitching pretty much practicing that 1 minute pitch kind of, because everyone will ask, okay, what do you do? What do you do? So yeah, I do this. Okay. Then if that person is interested, they'll dig deeper and all, or they'll change the topic. So that way you also know that, or you also learn that okay, there are people who will accept this, there are people who will be kind of neutral towards this, then there are people who will want to know more about it, and various, like it can be like 0 to 10 scale, the interest can vary. And and we also, I think, like your case, when you did a lot of competitions attended, and we learn how to face those failures also, because not
Yes.
all competitions we will win. And even if we win, maybe the prizes and all what promised maybe didn't come, or didn't come at the right way, or whatever we thought. And a lot of other things at times happen. And I think in school colleges this happens a lot. Sometimes the whole team changes when it comes to the prize taking. The initial team was very different,
Yes.
and then or at the time of prize taking the prize, everyone comes, but the initial hard work was done by maybe just one or two people in the team. So those all
Right.
things come, and we all learn all this, that okay, how to really tackle all this, right? So I mean, do you want to throw some light on the other experiences that you had while you went to so many places for competition?
Right. Sure, sir. So like talking about going to many places, so there was an instant when we were not able to buy a ticket. So we actually traveled in a journal of a train, and it was like more of a cost-effective way to travel in that particular. But it was a new experience as well, traveling in the journal of the train, and then going, like we were a lot tired, and we were actually preparing for it and going next day and pitching it with most effective manner. And there happened when we traveled a long distance and we weren't able to win that particular event. So obviously we were quite disappointed, but most importantly, we took a feedback from them. We integrated in the pitch or the whatever the loopholes or wherever we went wrong, we worked on the same and we pitched again. So that particular feedback and mistakes wherever we have made, so it has made us better in the next time. done a lot of wonders for check and everything. So there are different versions of the same. So from version 1 to we are currently in the version 24. So we have changed our
Oh, your voice is breaking a bit.
and it has changed a lot, like how other individuals see music. And uh, am I
Okay,
audible,
now
sir?
it's okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it was like that. And after that, talking about team as well, yes, there were certainly times the team clashes happens due to money related aspect or the credibility related aspect, more of credibility in my particular knowledge. So it happened in us as well, related to credibility. Or who have worked, who can work out. That is something that has happened for us. Then there were of the individual who joined, temporary member of the same. So we have faced and being a part of this particular startup ecosystem. So yes, team related is issues has happened, but it has helped us learn more as well, because team is certainly the most important factor that drives the success of a startup and implementation of a startup specifically. So this is something we have learned while we were part of same, and we are grateful that it has happened in the early stage itself. Like when we were in the final stage or something into the market or something, when at that particular moment, if this particular happens, then there's a lot of problem if the core team is not matching up well. So I'm grateful that it happened in the ideation stage and in the practical stage when we were working on the POC and prototype. At that particular moment, it happened and we were able to learn from the same and to build a team. Now we are delivering some of the talks like for mentoring. We were able to give some useful insights from team building aspects specifically. So like startup school, we go for mentoring there and we deliver this particular thing that we face this particular issue with the team. So how you can build a team and build a trust in the team. So that is something more important. So this we have learned with experience.
Sure. How many people are in your team right now? Do you have a team?
Yes. Sir, so core is basically 3 individuals and temporary are basically 4 individuals. So that is how our
And how
team.
did you form this team? Like I think you started first year something something something. So is
Yes.
this like team might be changing because your idea changed or something? How is that team building experience from the zero to or I mean from you to let's say at least three?
Yes. So basically, it was expansion. We basically started with 2 of the individuals. Then we had some issues. Then we expanded the team. I, as an individual, who was basically part of like Campuspreneur program, as I mentioned in the campus that was happening. So there were a few other startups and basic initiative like selling a kachi ghani tel, bringing in fresh kachi ghani tel and selling it to the customers. So that particular individuals were working on that. So they were interested in product that we were working on. So they approached us and we had a lot of communication and we saw that there's a common vision and the common thinking ability that we have that would help us. But at the same time, we have a different skill set to add into the team. So that is certainly helped us to build a core team of 3. And then temporary was obviously we knew that at certain point of time they will leave our team. So that is how we have built a team, because they only came for the credibility and for helping into the start. So that was known to us.
Sure. Anyone else have any question, please? Please feel free to unmute and ask. So, Chinmay is a good example of all the students who are wishing to start a startup. He started in first year and all. And, like I said, he went to a lot of these colleges, competitions, etc. So, this is something anyone can do. And, yeah, yes, Laksh, please.
Hello, Chinmay. Alakshay this side.
I left.
Uh, Hi. So I have a very common question with you. Like बहुत सारे students होते हैं जो कि बहुत ही enthusiast होते हैं, passionate होते हैं to start a startup, right? But after reaching to the final year, तो उनके सारे passion हट जाते हैं, फिर वो लोग वापस join करते हैं. But there are few people जो कि they follow the passion and they continue doing it, right? But what I'm asking is there has to be a calculated, risk. कि practical way में, if I am doing a
Right.
startup with my team and with my club members, I have mentors on board. So फिर what should
Right.
be what should be the parameters, or what should be, the vibe that would make me and my team decide कि चलो we should take this forward, and what could be,
Right.
the parameters जहाँ पे समझ में आया कि नहीं, we shouldn't be taking this forward. Rather we do join a startup or work into a corporate, and later on we can fall back as entrepreneurs. So what's your thought on this?
Sure, sure. So talking about a student entrepreneur, so why student entrepreneurship is best? Because we get to leverage various of basic platform that is not available when you're not in the college life or the institute life. So that is something that is first basic important. And when we talk about corporate life, yes, obviously life is quite glamorous, luxurious. But if you want to be independent and do something of yourself and build it to a big startup, so that is something that provokes me as an individual to work on a startup or be a part of a startup. And specifically talking about we get if we fail in the early stage itself, like consider if you are having a 4 years of engineering, and we can afford to fail in the 4 years of engineering. And if you are in the final year, the most important thing and the basic thing that you need to do is the risk analysis, or like basically about your startup, of what are the risks associated with the same, or what are the things associated with same which can lead it to failure. So this is the first thing that you should do as a student entrepreneur, to analyze about your startup or as an individual or as a team as well. And when we talk about basically mentors, there are several mentors that is available, that is there are team that is available. So you need to be sure that everyone has a common vision with this particular startup. Obviously mentor can have a different vision for the same, but it is in a team of a core team, you should have a common vision and you should align as a team. And if your team is willing to do it, then you will probably be successful in your startup. And if you fail as well, you will fail early, then you can resume your corporate life. But if you fail, what it gives is you a credibility and the skills. Basically, if I'm working on any technology based startup, so it gives me a skill of a technology startup, and it gives me a credibility that I have worked on this particular product. And if you want to later go into any corporate, they will easily accept you because you have that skill, you have practically built it, you have practically took it into the market. And that is something that is more important in basis of a skills. Obviously you have a degree, but with that you have a skills with an applied knowledge. So it is very important to start early as a student entrepreneur, and after that if you fail as well, you do have a second option of a corporate life. It may be even after 2 to 3 years you will get that particular credibility after 2 to 3 years, but with an added advantage. So that is something what I have experienced as an individual. If I go today to any of the corporate life or any of the different life, so that will certainly be easy for me comparatively when I wasn't in this particular sector. I have communicated with a lot of people. I have experimented with a lot of things. So that has helped me in my experience related aspect. So that is what I can comment on this
It's
thing that
very true, Chinmay. Eliminating some options in life is also equally important than choosing an option. And in some sessions, I have also iterated that if you start from your first, second year, by the time in your fourth year, you are crystal clear, or at least very, very clear, if a startup is for you, or you want to maybe go for a corporate job, or you want to still continue your startup, maybe as a part-time corporate job, etc., kind of lifestyle. So, and then obviously
yes,
your CV is stronger than your colleagues, because you are the one who took a lot of risk in your last 3 4 years, whereas most of the other colleagues might have not done that at that level of risk at least. So it's definitely a good point and add-on point. And especially if you want to work in a startup kind of, a bit mature startup maybe, those usually prefer the people who are coming from a startup background at a higher position especially. So those definitely will help. And obviously, like I said, that there is a elimination. Anyone else have any question, please? All good. So I have a question, one more question. We can end that after. So there is a lot of investment traps that is also happening in the startup world, and since you are there for a few years now, initially you might be thinking that the investment is like an easy cake, guy mil gaya, this that, people will write a check, etc. uh, so what are the realities, or what are the nitty-gritties of investment that you found, that you thought was not the case, but then later you found that is the case, funding ki sachai kind of. Please throw some light on that also.
Yes, sir. So actually, being from a technological background, so something related to finance, equity was not like friendly to me, I can say. So being in the startup world, initially I never thought of going to funding directly, but because like what happens is whenever new entrepreneur or new individual who is working on a startup comes in, one thing what he does or what he or she does is, I need a funding, I need a funding, I need a funding. So that is something I understood that. Initially I won't be going for funding because it's quite a risky thing to come into the funding aspect if you don't understand that particular aspect really clearly. Then I was able to understand various aspects, like there are angel investors, there are VC funds that is available now. Another student related thing that is available is basically incubation. In incubation, what you get is basically grants. Now this grant is something that you don't need to pay out in a form of equity or something. That is something you get as a grant and as a platform itself. Like if you go to some IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, they give you a platform, they give you a fund to work on with the incubation support that they have. But only thing that you need to do is work hard on your particular startup and work full time on your startup and make it successful into the product itself. So grant is something that I came to know when I was networking with few of the people. There are several government grants that is available in the form of METI, that is METI Hub is available by Government of India, that shares you around 10 to 25 lakhs of amount at an initial stage. And if you go to any institute, private institute, they will fund you about 1 lakh to 5 lakhs. That is the amount that they give you at an initial stage. Then also they give you a platform, or the, like, consider if you want to work on any electronic related aspect or the AI related aspect, they give their labs to you to help you as an individual. Now talking about one of the instances that didn't happen with me, but one of my colleague who is working in the startup itself. So in one of the event, what happened is he went for the event and then he actually won that particular event. So basically he was winning some 20,000 bucks out of him, and he wanted to use that particular into his services. He was into more of a service based startup. Then first 10,000 was given to him. Now for next 10,000 there was one signing of a paper that was supposed to happen in a form of NDA or something. I'm not sure about what that paper was, but it mentioned that after you generate some profit into this particular startup, or if you have any fundings from external, you need to give me equity because I'm giving you prize money of 10,000 INR, and that would be some percentage, 11 or 12 percentage, I'm not sure. But that was something that happened in this. If you don't have much idea of this particular aspect, you won't be probably signing that particular form because it's very risky to sign a bond or something, and later you will be like in a very bad form. And when we talk about funding as well, if you don't know what is a market valuation, or if you haven't tested your product into the market but you're going for the funding, that is something really risky thing, because you don't know valuation of a startup, and maybe you are a highly valued startup, you can like give a lot of equity to other individual who is funding you, or maybe undervalue your particular startup. So this is certainly certain things that happens when we talk about finances and the funding related to our particular startup. Now this has not happened to me, but I'm certainly looking for grants. And there is one important thing that is available in a form of EIR, yeah, entrepreneur in residence. Basically this happens in some premier institutes in India. So basically they give you some particular amount monthly, basically 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 50,000. That is how it ranges. Every month they give you particular amount to work on your startup for you can say 10 months or 12 months. So that is how happens, and it's a structured base where you build on your particular startup. So we have learned about this EIR thing, and that could be helpful for other individuals who are planning to do startup as well, who are student entrepreneur at an initial stage. So this could be really helpful for them. But initially, without knowledge of a market or the valuation, going for funding is something a risky thing. So that's what we have understood coming to. because we weren't actually targeting like international market. When we actually thought of and dived into the international market, our valuation got more evolved basically when we were at initial level targeting few regions in India. So that is certainly things that we need to take care of and research more about and do some basic finances related. For that, you obviously need a basic knowledge of this. So this is what we have understood from our experience working on the startup.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I mean, obviously, should not take anything that you don't understand fully when there are legal terms involved in it, and you sign those things and all, you might be stuck for life getting out of those. So it's better to understand everything, get the initial financial knowledge, funding knowledge before signing a contract. So that's definitely a good advice, and especially as a student, right? Because there are a lot of schemes also that are targeting students at times. I mean, not just startup side, I mean other side also, which will probably trap you in a lot of ways, and then even get the money. I mean, because they know somehow that if they you don't give the money, your parents will give the money and all. So you might be trapped in those kind of things as a student. People are There are people who are looking for that kind of things also. So
Right.
do
Yes.
be very careful in what kind of financial agreements you get into. Otherwise your life will become financially very trapped at the very
Right.
initial stages only.
Yes.
So yeah, so Chinmay,
Okay, so
yes.
I have one question. So, like you mentioned about entrepreneur in residence. So, can you give me some like institute name who helps or the incubation center who help who have this EIR program running?
Right. Right. And the major IITs like IIT BHU, IIT Roorkee, IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, you can find this EIR program. Also, like Nidhi Prayas, they have some schemes in a EIR from. You must have heard about BIRAC. So basically, they target students or basically an innovative startup at an early stage. So if you want to, you need to what basically step is. So basically, I applied for IIT Roorkee platform. So what step is basically you need to apply for the same on their platform. Like there is a, if you Google it in the form of entrepreneurship in residence IIT Roorkee, so there would be one website for the same where you need to apply. There will be basic question and answer in a form of what are you working on a startup, what problem, specific problem you have identified, and in this particular problem or the solution that you need to mention, I'll give you one suggestion that don't like expand a lot of content into the same. Write a crisp knowledge like point one, this is the problem, point two, this is the problem in a 1 or 2 lines. So that is how you need to apply for that particular thing, and after like around a week or 15 days maybe, so you get a call from that if you are selected or not selected. If you get selected, then you have to pitch to the incubator or basically innovator at particularly in the EIR form, in a form of AIC, Atal Incubation Center, or other platform that is available. So that particular platform basically judges you and understands what is your requirement, and if specifically your requirement matches the platform that they are giving, then you get selected for the same. And if you get selected, they help you getting a useful network. Like consider if you want to work on any product, so or a technological product, then you needed some help in the form of electronics related because you are not from the electronics background. So they give you a platform where you can test your idea in a form of incubation or the lab support that they give. Second, they give you funds in a form of monthly funds, basically that may range from 15,000 to 30,000 to 50,000 as well. So you will get a monthly funds out of them which you can use monthly, but at the same time you need to give update of how you have used your particular money to the incubator or whoever the coordinator is there. So that is one thing that you need to do now. Consider you are from the technological background, you have a good basically electronics related idea or the computer related idea, but you don't have much of a finance related idea. So you need help in that particular thing. So they mentor you, they guide you through this event as well. And at the same time, whatever sessions that is happening in IITs or under their observations, so you get leverage to that particular platform as well. But this happens only for 6 months to 10 months to 12 months. So that is the range of it. In that particular time, you need to build or basically convert your idea into the implementation stage. Then if you are into the implementation stage, they give you with grants or maybe connect you for the funds further. So this is a step-wise process that has been created by the institute. and it's a good platform to use for student entrepreneur or maybe early stage entrepreneur. So that is more about EIR that I have seen.
It's kind of a placement thing also. Excelrai also have that, but
Yes,
I think
sir.
last I know is they had it for their own students, but I don't know now. Maybe they have opened it for all. So
Right.
yeah, it's a good strategy, and it's also very similar to doing masters and PhD from foreign countries where you are paid like a monthly stipend. So
Right.
then you don't need to worry so much about your survival. That is taken care of, and then
Kind
fully
of
concentrate on
internship in our own startup.
yeah, I mean fully concentrate on building your whatever research startup either way. So it's a good concept. Maybe it will take some time to come in full-fledged India, because I
Right.
think once this becomes very very popular, lot of people are going to actually go into entrepreneurship. And just like you see, lot of people in India also go to like PhD and masters, because they are paid a bit there, so that they don't have to, I mean, at least they're standing on the feet. Because once you graduate and all, everyone will ask, okay, how much you earn, how much this, that. So at least they can say, no, no, I don't earn a lot, but I'm doing all this and I get at least enough to stand on the feet. And yes, Laksh.
Yeah, hi. Chinmay, I just want to ask one question that I personally had in mind from
Yeah. Sure.
past couple of years. हमने incubators और accelerators के बारे में काफी अच्छे अच्छे बातें सुने हैं, and I personally know कि yes, incubators are good. But do you think that कि there is something, the backside or the bad side of getting incubators or joining any accelerator platform?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So actually, there are few. You need to basically, if you want to join any XYZ colleges incubation, so they give you basically information in a form of 10 pages bond paper or information paper in that particular form. So one most important thing is basically you need to read that whatever clause they have added, whatever information they have added. So reading that particular thing is very important, because what happened with one of my friends on the colleagues basically, so he was like looking for this incubation. Now, what that clause had in this particular form is basically you need, if you are filing a patent, you need to file the patent with this particular college, XYZ college. Won't mention that, but you need to file the patent with that college, and in the patent you need to name college as well as an individual who is they will certainly pay for all the patent thing, like around 50,000 to 80,000. That is something they pay from their end, but you need to add their name in the patenting. But this initially seems to be okay, as if you don't have much of an idea about IP. But when you are actually going into the market, selling that product and gaining a profit, so what happens is after certain time you need to give them a royalty or in a form of some amount to, because they have their name in the patent, so you get stuck in this particular aspect. So this is some of the things that revolves around the startup as well. And some of the colleges do have the platform where you need to have their college students or the individual in their team. If you are comfortable taking few of the individual from their team, so that would be helpful for them. And also there was one experience with me when where I was promised to give a incubation support, but what happened was they were asking that the incubator there, he himself wanted to be a part of team, and he wanted to be a equity or a shareholder in the team. And what he will be doing is basically connecting us with other individuals or the stakeholder that is associated with our particular startup. So this was something that wasn't easily digestible for us as an individual who's working on innovation or the product related aspect. So that is why we turned down that particular opportunity that came our way. So these are few of the things that you need to read, that you need to understand before being part of any of the incubation center or things that you have associated. You're planning or to do that.
It's very much like signing a contract agreement. You probably need to understand all the clauses. And I think for incubation or acceleration, maybe taking like a 2-3%, 1% equity, something like that. I think I have seen that happening a lot.
Yes.
That is usually okay, because maybe they are giving you a lot of support. And I think some of them also give you office space and all for either free or subsidized,
Lab space and all.
those kind of things. So I mean, if you are obviously going for this deployment and you need office space, etc., those helps. But you have to again see the ugly side of it. I mean, do you need it, or you can pay the whole rent, or do you want to dilute those equity? Because those shareholding can become a issue later. But yeah, I mean, like single digit percentage with like 2-3%, or if everything else is fine, maybe at times it's okay. And then I think it also depends on which incubator you are tagging to. So if you're tagging with like a premier college incubator, probably you will get that tag name. I mean, like Chinmay was saying, that there are a lot of people who probably couldn't make it to IIT or IIM, but at least through this startup route, they can fulfill their dream of getting incubated there for 1 year, 6 months. So
Right.
that tag will definitely help as a credibility thing, and
Yes,
I
you
connect
can
the dots.
certainly use that particular name
Yeah, I
whenever
mean,
you are
and the
pitching.
other thing is, if the startup fail or you don't want to pursue it after 4 years or whatever, at least that it will become as good as like a CV point for you, that okay, you are incubated here and all. Uh, for some reason things didn't work out, or because there are so many reasons why things will not work out, but there is only probably one reason why everything will work out.
Right.
And if one thing doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you are like a failure person from all aspects. It's just that that one thing was not strong in your team, or you that's all. So all the other skills still will get you through your other corporate journey, or maybe future startup journey, or things like that.
Right. There are more of a skills that we can earn. Like consider if I am an engineer and I am specifically knowing more about the electronics or the computer related aspect, computer science related aspect. But there, if you are working on a startup, then you need to know more about market, know more about finances, more about like basically competitor analysis and risk analysis. These are most important things that are useful if you are failing in the startup as well. But you get this particular knowledge and the experience that would be helpful if you want to pursue any if you want to join any different startup or as well as corporate life as well. So this would be added as a skills or the experience to you itself. So it's nothing to lose in this startup domain.
Overall, a personality enhancement
Yes,
exercise.
right.
You can say,
You
or
get to
there
talk to
is
a lot
another
of
word,
people
personal
and you
branding.
learn to that.
That will happen definitely.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Chinmay. I think it was a good inspiration, and we have recorded this video and we'll be uploading it on YouTube also, for the people who missed it. And I think it's a good you are an inspiration for all the college going students who are, or even school going students, who can look up to you and get that initial few things. Because once people get very very famous, people have like so many stories, even fake stories at times.
Yes.
At the beginning, the stories and experiences are usually more authentic, and it comes directly as a, and also it's very recent, right? So there is a very recent experience that you are sharing, which means a lot of other people can jump to that experience, whereas let's say the people who have already successful maybe experienced that 10 years 5 years ago, and probably the time has changed from 5 years to now. So that experience is pretty much not valid now, but still people share. And anyway, I mean,
Right.
not nothing wrong there, but it's good to have also the recent experience, because that gives a more first hand tips, how to do, what to do, and how to do. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Have a very enjoy your night, and we'll again have this startup night out next Friday. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night, everyone.